Good morning. It's Thursday, June 25th. Here's what we're working on. Police are investigating following an overnight shooting in Hamilton's East End.
It's the last day of school for many students all across the province. I'm Sean Cowan, live in Caledonia with all the details.
Ball over the top towards Saliba. Saliba bringing it down. Across it goes to Promise David!
And despite losing to Switzerland, Canada is off to the knockout stage at the World Cup.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday. Now, it's the day before Friday, but for many students, it probably feels like a Friday because it's the last day of school for so many of them.
Woo! Yay! Let's go. Go running down the steps out the front door, and summer's on. All right. That's what I used to do anyhow. Yeah, so we have a fairly cloudy sky for the day today, and we have sports behind me. Oh, that's interesting. Let's check what's going on. Control room, I'm kidding. Okay, no, let's talk about what we have today. Okay, we'll go to traffic here. Here's the QEW south end of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. No problems right there. There's no problems on the roads this morning. Here's a look east of Bronte so you can see. But as far as the forecast is concerned today, we are looking at cloudy skies. As you can see, there's not much sunshine right there, and we do have chance of a shower or a thunderstorm as the day progresses. We should hit 18. That's about it for the day today, so a little on the cool side. So we'll talk about the forecast. We will check traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thanks, Brian. Hamilton police are investigating a late-night shooting in the city's East End. Police say they responded to a call for shots fired in the area of Strathern Avenue and Dunsmuir Road around 11:45 p.m. last night. That's not too far from the traffic circle on Main Street. That's where police say they found a number of shell casings. Now, there were no reported injuries, and there's also no suspects at this time. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
A Toronto police officer who was fatally shot last week has been remembered as a man who was deeply committed to his profession. Hundreds of people paid tributes to Constable Mark Pinizzotto yesterday at the Toronto Congress Centre. Photos of Pinizzotto with his wife and 2 kids, as well as his police colleagues, were displayed on screens during the service. Pinizzotto was shot June 11th while carrying out a search at an apartment building as part of an investigation into multiple shootings, including one at the U.S. consulate in March. A veteran police officer who was 43 later died in hospital.
Repeat sex offender Daniel Senecal pleaded guilty to assaulting a 3-year-old Welland girl in August last year. The plea was entered on Tuesday in a St. Catharines court. Court documents show 26-year-old Senecal entered guilty pleas on 6 charges, including aggravated sexual assault on a person under 16, sexual interference, and assault by choking. He'll be sentenced at a later date. There is a publication ban on any information that could identify the victim.
Venezuela is under a state of emergency after 2 powerful earthquakes struck within a minute of each other. Thousands are feared dead, perhaps more than 10,000, after the quake struck west of Caracas. So far, 32 people are confirmed dead, with 700 reported injured. Officials say the magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 quakes damaged buildings, disrupted services, and forced people into the streets across several regions. The country's main airport near Caracas has been closed, while schools, subway service, and parts of the natural gas network have been shut down. Authorities say some residents are trapped in rubble as rescue efforts continue. The tremors were felt across much of the region, prompting offers of assistance from countries throughout the Americas.
Some scary moments aboard an Air Canada flight that made an unexpected landing in Boston yesterday after the captain suffered a medical emergency. The captain became incapacitated, and the co-pilot was forced to take over the flight from Newark, New Jersey to Halifax, Nova Scotia. The pilot was taken to a local hospital for treatment when the plane landed. None of the 61 passengers on board were hurt, and the airline says alternate travel arrangements are being made.
City of Hamilton's proposed pause on AI data center developments easily passed its first vote as councillors rejected an exemption for smaller facilities. The moratorium proposed by Ward 3 Councillor Narinder Nan is framed as an opportunity for City Hall to analyze the risks associated with data centers. Nan says the objective is to make sure public health, transparency, and community-defined advantages are at the forefront of future data center decisions. Ward 9 Councillor Brad Clark is concerned about what this pause means for future investments.
The city has spent a great deal of money trying to bring in clean investment, clean industry into that property. This would be one of those investments. Again, it's the unintentional consequences of an interim control bylaw. It's a very powerful tool, and I would expect that there will be appeals on it because it really is impacting investment in our community.
City staff will report back to council with the bylaw next month and lay out exactly what they will study.
Many students and teachers across Ontario are celebrating the last day of school today. Sean Cowan is live at River Heights in Caledonia with more. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Simone. That's right. School is out for the summer. Perhaps many teachers and students will be playing that song today as the bell rings later on this afternoon. Joining me now is Ryan Strang with the Grand Erie District School Board. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Sean.
So I guess who's more excited for today? Do you think it's teachers, students, maybe a combination of both?
I think it's a bit debatable and maybe a combination of both, and I think we'll quickly find out later this morning as students and staff start to arrive at school here. But I think today is really just a great opportunity to reflect on the school year that is wrapping up today and celebrate the accomplishments that both staff and students have accomplished all year long.
And speaking of all year long, how's the school year for students and staff this year? What are you hearing feedback from them?
Yeah, first I think it just felt like yesterday that we were doing a similar piece for the first day of school and the excitement of that, and fast forward 10 months. I think centrally we're hearing a lot of success, a lot of happiness, a lot of celebration across the district, across Grand Erie at all of our schools. So.
And it's school's out for the summer for staff and for teachers as well as students, but already planning for next year, right?
Yeah, so there are staff who work centrally and who are 12 months and working throughout the summer. And so at Grand Erie, we just launched a new strategic plan earlier this week. And so a lot of planning will be happening and taking place to get ready to roll that out in September. And that's just a really great opportunity to build on the foundation of success that we've established over the last 5 years and really put a focus on student achievement in Grand Erie.
All right, thank you very much, Ryan. So here at River Heights in Caledonia, it is the last day of school. And if I remember correctly, you don't really work on the last day of school. It's just kind of like a party, right? You say bye to your teachers and your friends. We're going to be chatting with some teachers and some students a little bit later on. From Caledonia, I'll send it back inside.
Thank you, Sean. Ontario is set to raise the speed limit on over 900 kilometres of the province's highways.
You know, the key focus around this is based on safety, and it's also based on previous pilots that we have run. You know, we've had about over 800 kilometers already that over the past 2 years, we've shifted towards 110 kilometer an hour posted speed limit. We monitored those sections very closely, and what we've seen from that is no increase, whether it's fatalities or from a safety perspective.
The new 110 kilometre an hour speed limit will begin this weekend on sections of highways 401 and 416 in eastern Ontario, and the speed increases will be rolled out on the QEW, the 400s, the 401 and the 417 over the rest of the summer. And by next year, over 90% of the province's major highways will have increased speed limits.
A new survey ranking universities across Canada has placed McMaster 4th overall. The survey is from the U.S. and it's based on the rankings of academic research performance and international reputation. Factors like number of highly cited papers and publications were also considered. Globally, McMaster ranks 150th. St. Catharines Brock University was ranked 31st, and the University of Toronto was named Canada's top school. A Dubai jeweler has transformed a Lego World Cup trophy assembled by his son into a diamond-studded piece. Worth more than $120,000, the jeweler added 900 pieces of diamonds set on 18-karat gold on the Lego trophy in a project he said took him 35 days to complete. He says he initially added a diamond-encrusted FIFA World Cup nameplate before deciding to incorporate even more diamonds into the design.
Well, it may not have been the results that they were looking for, but it's not all bad news for Canada.
Ball over the top towards Saliba. Saliba bringing it down. Across it goes to Promise David! Immediate impact from Promise David, and Canada get one back.
Promise David scored Canada's only goal in yesterday's World Cup group stage finale against Switzerland, falling 2-1 to the European side. The loss dropped Canada to second place in Group B, but our men's team will play in the knockout round for the first time ever. The round of 32 game will be played on Sunday afternoon in California against South Africa, who upset South Korea 1-0 last night. The Blue Jays dropped the rubber match of their series against the Astros in an unconventional way.
Looking for a big strikeout here. Throw to third, and he threw it by Okamoto. And the run comes in to score.
Joey Leperfido scored the tie-breaking run in the 8th inning when Jeff Hoffman's pickoff attempt at third base sailed wide of Kaz Okamoto, who was standing well off the bag. Houston went on to win for the 6th time in 8 games, while the Jays have now lost 4 of their last 5. Toronto hosts Texas later on tonight. Well, and Jack Fish scored in each of the last 4 innings and upended the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-4. Jack Fish scored twice in the 6th and 8th innings and once in the 7th and 9th to boost their record to 12-7. Welland's Ethan Mann led the way with 2 hits, including a solo home run. Jack Fish hosts the Hamilton Cardinals tonight at 7:30 in the latest installment of the CHCH KWW Cup. The Toronto Raptors selected Arizona guard Jaden Bradley 50th overall in round 2 of the NBA draft. The 22-year-old averaged more than 13 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds a game last season. Bradley was the Big 12 Player of the Year, a first-team All-Star, an All-Defensive Team selection, and the Big 12 Tournament MVP. The Raptors, meantime, are among the teams who are reportedly showing interest in acquiring Charlotte Hornets star LaMelo Ball. Minnesota is also said to be making a push for the 24-year-old point guard, who has 3 years left on a 5-year, $260 million contract. Ball averaged over 20 points, 7 assists, and nearly 5 rebounds per game last season. The Sabres have completed a sign-and-trade with Alex Tuch and sent the free agent forward to Washington. Tuch will earn $84 million over 8 years. That's $10.5 million per season. Well, the Sabres received a third-round draft pick in 2027 and forward David Kampf. The 30-year-old Tuch scored 33 goals last season. Buffalo re-signing restricted free agent Zach Benson to a 7-year extension worth $7.5 million a year. The 21-year-old forward had 13 goals and 43 points in 65 games last season. Sounds like the clock is ticking on the Morgan Rielly era in Toronto. The defenseman's agent has reportedly submitted a list of 4 preferred destinations that are all in the Western Conference. The 32-year-old Rielly, who's entering the 5th year of an 8-year contract, has played his entire career with the Leafs. Women's PGA Championship tees off today in Minnesota, where top-ranked Nelly Korda aims to win a 3rd straight major, which has only been done twice before. 2016 champion Brooke Henderson is one of 3 Canadians in the field. And back to the Leafs, they're going to officially introduce Jim Hiller today as their new head coach.
6:13, 25th of June. Let's get you into it this morning with a quick check on the roads. The roads, actually, we're doing okay right there right now, and that's because, well, it's mainly cloudy, so you're not getting the sun in your eye right there, so it's moving still fairly nicely. Let's go to where we have a problem. This is lingering construction as you head Toronto bound on the QEW, going past the Ford plant, and then you hit this. You've got construction right there. Everybody's got to squeeze over to the right 2 lanes, so it's causing a slowdown as you try to head through Mississauga. Back into St. Catharines, Garden City Skyway, the east side looks good. At Burlington Skyway Bridge, no problems. We'll flip ahead to Bronte and then all the way through to Cooksville Creek. Looks pretty good so far today, except for that construction, of course. All right, let's get to our temperature as we start out this Thursday morning. We do have a mainly cloudy sky, so there's a little bit of sunshine, a little bit, but 15 degrees is our temperature right now. The winds are fairly light. Shall we use this again? All right, let's use it again today. One more time. For school today, it should hit 18, so that's going to be on the cool side for the day today. Showers, possible thunderstorms today. and a bit of a southerly wind. No problems with air quality for the day today in the low risk category. We've got some thunderstorms out to the west going through Michigan, now pushing their way through Windsor and London, so getting closer to us as that low pressure system climbs across the Great Lakes, going to give us that instability for the day today, so chance of showers and thunderstorms. So here's how it shapes up. Temperatures 20 degrees for Niagara, 21 for Cayuga and Simcoe, but in the teens for the rest of us, 17, 18, 19 degrees, so a cool day today. Tonight down to 14 to 16, actually 13 for Brantford. Again, showers and thunderstorms possible throughout the evening hours into the overnight. And then tomorrow, we'll see some sunshine. It'll be a mainly cloudy day, squeaks of sun, so fairly cloudy. Temperatures anywhere from 22 to 25 degrees for tomorrow. So out the door, 25th of June already, mainly cloudy, light winds, temperature 15. Long range coming up. Simone, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, calls for Ottawa to take a stand on AI and copyrighted content. More on that coming up next. 6:17 on your Thursday morning. Time to take a look at some business news. The dollar is up slightly, sitting at 70.29 cents U.S. Gold is up $3, while oil is down 67 cents to $69.71 U.S. a barrel. In midday European trading, London, Frankfurt, and Paris are all up this hour.
On the Asian markets, Tokyo gained more than 3,100 points for a record close. And yesterday in North America, only the Dow Jones posted gains, with the TSX dropping nearly 200 points.
News and culture industry groups want Ottawa to take a stand on how AI systems use copyrighted content. They want the government to state it will not introduce an exemption to the law, allowing the use of copyrighted content to train AI platforms. The call comes after the Liberal government released its long-awaited national AI strategy earlier this month. While questions and lawsuits have swirled for years around AI systems' unauthorized use of copyrighted content, the strategy did not address copyright. The CEO of News Media Canada says that's troubling news to publishers.
A new report says homes priced under $500,000 are making up a larger share of Ontario's housing market. The data by the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, or MPAC, shows nearly 24% of homes across Ontario now fall below that price point. That's up from 17% back in 2022. Increase is being driven largely by the condo market, where almost half of units are now valued under $500,000. The report says more communities are shifting into lower price ranges, including Hamilton. Between 2022 and this year, Hamilton moved from having a majority of homes valued above $750,000 to a majority now valued below that threshold.
The federal government unveiled its first projects to be completed under the Building Canada Act. These types of projects have been deemed as being in the national interest. The announcement outlined plans for new major roads, a port, and a nuclear waste storage facility. The Grays Bay Road and Port project would see a 230-kilometer all-season road built through Northwest Territories and Nunavut, unlocking mining opportunities for critical minerals in the north. Construction on the projects won't begin until 2028, with a nuclear waste repository build starting in 2030.
A Democrat hoping to become a member of the U.S. Senate has made Canada's new bridge to Michigan an election issue in a closely watched race. Candidate Mallory McMorrow says U.S. President Donald Trump won't open the Gordie Howe International Bridge, and she's accusing him of taking money from a billionaire family that owns the competing Ambassador Bridge. McMorrow makes the claims in a new ad as she tries to stand out in a three-person Democrat primary race.
Taking a break right now. Brian will be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
Okay, 6:24 just about here on this fairly cloudy Thursday morning, and we do have one lingering problem on the QEW. This is lingering construction. QEW Winston Churchill Boulevard. So you're heading toward Mississauga Road in the distance. You're coming around from the Ford plant. You've got the left lane, left shoulder blocked here, so it's causing a slowdown, of course. Garden City Skyway still looks good. Grays Road, Stony Creek, nothing to see. Here's the 403 junction. Whoops, I dropped something. Hang on. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay. 403 Junction, and then we'll flip to the 403 going through Mississauga. Here's the 403 through Glen Erin. All right, nothing going on except that construction. Let's get to the temperature that we have at the moment. We're sitting at 15 degrees for Hamilton and for Toronto, 16 into Grimsby, 17 into Mississauga. So, yep, Thursday morning, here are sun times for the day today. Seasonal temperatures 25 and 14. We got to 24 yesterday. Beautiful day, and those are our records for today. And today, yes, is going to be fairly unsettled. Showers and thunderstorms, 17 for the first bell this morning for the last day of school for lots, and then 18 for after school today. And that's the forecast high for the day, and that's about it. Showers, thunderstorms, quite possible. 14 tonight, still lingering showers, thunderstorms. Tomorrow, we're not looking at precipitation, just fairly cloudy, actually cloudy for a couple of days, Friday and Saturday. 25 on Friday, Humidex 30, 24 on Saturday. Back to some sun for Sunday, Monday sunny, Tuesday chance of a shower. Ooh, Canada Day coming up on Wednesday. Chance of a shower, otherwise lovely sunshine, and it's going to be hot. That's your forecast. Simone, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Well, you're going to need a bigger boat for this screening of a classic summer horror flick.
Actually, moviegoers will only get an inner tube to float in the water as they watch the original Jaws. And it'll be at the very same beach where the movie was filmed way back in 1974. That means you'll have to make it to the Martha's Vineyard event scheduled for July 11th. It also doesn't come cheap. The only tickets left are VIP offerings at more than $250 a pop.
What?
Now, there is a similar event set for a lake in Austin, Texas on July 18th.
$250?
That would be kind of weird, like being in an inner tube, watching Jaws in the water. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
No, I mean, I don't even want to sit in a tube for longer than an hour. So the fact that you're going to be watching a movie in it, maybe they have someone floating around with snacks, you know?
As long as you're not the snack, I'm good.
No, yeah. Well, that's another thing I was thinking. Maybe they have like a shark in the water, like dun-dun, dun-dun.
Yeah, maybe a hologram
Fake
shark.
one, yeah.
That's the only one I'd go for.
Stay with us, more to come after the break. We have the music too. Dun-dun-dun.